Chapter 7, we're going to talk about the mathematics of buying. So if you would work in a large business, that would be in the purchasing department. So if you're a manufacturer and you're making product, that can be a big job. There can be a lot that needs to be purchased to keep that manufacturing facility going. So the first section talks about trade discounts. So businesses will receive invoices that the company has to pay, and the textbook gives you a nice example of an invoice if you've never seen, like an invoice to a business. But that invoice is going to list out everything that's purchased. So how much, all the different products, what's the quantity, what's the price, how much is the shipping. It'll give you terms as to how the payment is expected to be made, which we'll talk about in a later slide. And so since those businesses sell to all different customers, they always have like a quoted price. So like if you would go to their website and say, hey, how much is this price, how much is this WD-40 that I need to buy? It's going to give you a list price. Well, then every customer has their unique terms. So say you're a customer that's never done business with them, you might pay whatever that list price is. If you're a customer that has an established relationship, they may give you these trade discounts. So they may say, okay, well, because you buy in volume, we're going to give you a discount here. Because you've been a customer of ours for so long, we're going to give you another discount. Maybe you are, say you're a retailer and you're buying, so say you're a grocery store and you're buying, crackers from Nabisco, and you say, hey, I'm going to put them right at eye level on the shelf. Well, we're going to give you a discount for putting our product where the customers can see it versus way down at the bottom. So those are all discounts that these businesses give to other businesses, and they may be a whole series. It may not just be one discount. It could be all of those discounts that I just mentioned. So every customer is going to have their own unique discount terms, which will make that list price their specific net cost. So then those are our terms. Again, the list price is the quoted selling price that anybody's going to pay. The net cost is unique to the customer after we subtract out the discounts. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and it always kind of is my little pet peeve that students don't listen to me on this one. The easiest way to solve these problems is using the complements. So the complements are saying if I save 10%, I'm paying 90%. 100% minus the 10% savings means I'm paying 90. If I save 15%, I'm paying 85%. If I save 20, I'm paying 80, and then so on. You could go down the whole list. So then the best way to do it is if my list price is $99.80 and I'm saving 25%, I take the $99.80 times 0.75, and that's my net cost. It's much easier than taking and multiplying the $99.80 times 25% and then subtracting. If you only had the one discount, no big deal, but you're going to see we're going to have series of discounts. So there's going to be 3 of them, there's going to be 4 of them. Then it's a lot more math to keep calculating that discount and subtracting. The complements you can just multiply in one mathematical transaction. And then what I say on this slide is make sure you don't add them together. They're not like a combo deal. They're first you get the one, then on that you get the next, and then on that one you get the next. So you got to take them one at a time, which means you can't add them together. So here we have a simple series discount of just 2. So we save 20%, then we save an additional 10% on a list price of $150. So again, using those complements, we take our 150 times 0.8, which again is the complement of 20%, 0.9, which is the complement of 10. So 150 times 0.8 times 0.9 gives us 108 net cost. So again, a lot easier than calculating it and subtracting. Sometimes the textbook will ask for the net cost equivalent, which is those 2% paids multiplied together. And then once you get that percent paid or that net cost equivalent, if you subtract it from 100%, that gives you your single discount equivalent. Then the third section deals with cash discounts. So those go back to the terms that we saw in the invoice. So the terms in the invoice explain how the customer needs to pay. So a good example is one that'll say net/30 2/10. So that tells us the net invoice is due in 30 days. We will save 2% if we pay in 10 days. So then that 2% discount, again, could be a lot if you're talking it's a large invoice. So when we figure it out, we need to look at our invoice date, review those terms, determine how many days that it took us to pay, and then we'll calculate the amount. Now, if we have returns, remember you got to subtract those out. And then if there's shipping, you add that back at the end. So if we had an invoice of $840 with terms of 2% if paid in 10 days, that means we're going to multiply that by the complement. So if we save 2%, we pay 98%, and then add our shipping to that. Okay, so that is our mathematics of buying.